I had a question, right? Do African immigrants do the census? And when they do the census, do they put African American? Why does that matter? Because everybody likes to talk about numbers and what politicians do when they in office, and everybody lies, right? Everybody want to listen to the TV and what the stats say and what CBC, NBC, and C-SPAN and all these other stations and whatever political TV shows that you watch. You feel me? Numbers can be fudged. What does your eye test tell you? Does your eye test tell you that black people are flourishing as a whole? We're not talking about what's going on in your individual household, in our communities. Does your eye test, when you go to the supermarket, when you go out to eat, or when you buying drinks, or when you getting gas, does that tell you that black people or people in general are flourishing? So while we sit here and debate on politics and people and Trump this and Kamala Harris that and da-da-da-da-da-da, the reality is stuff is not really getting better as a whole. It's an illusion of progress because more of us as individuals have progressed, but as a whole, as a group, as a community, we are dead last in this country because we haven't figured out the key ingredient of group economics. We haven't figured out how to keep money in our communities. We haven't figured out how to spend money with each other. We haven't figured out how to have differences in opinions and still cohort and work and build and lead and prosper together. We so caught up in the pageantry and the events of the world that we not even paying attention to the things that we need to say or do that can really make a difference to us. We have a value that goes beyond our daily lives. And that value gets extracted from us constantly taken from us. It's been taken from us for a long time. And we haven't reaped any rewards for what has been extracted from us. They harvest our energy, they harvest our time, they harvest our love, they harvest our bodies, they harvest our seeds, they harvest everything about us. Take it for themselves, use it, abuse it, destroy it, and then try to toss it back to us like we trash. All because we continue to play the game of political assassination of black people, the annihilation of us. We continue to play this game and voting for people who are not supportive of us, who don't support us. All black people ain't black people. All kinfolk ain't kinfolk. And that's what we have to realize and recognize who is for us. Just because they got our skin color does not mean that they who we need to be voting for. Just because they run around as the same sex as us does not mean that's who we need to be voting for. President Obama had no right to sit here and try to tell black men the reason why that we are not voting for Kamala Harris is because we don't want a black woman as president. No, Obama. Probably had your wife decided to run, this would be a no-brainer as to who's going to win this election because everybody probably would have ran. Maybe black men see her as another part of the establishment. Maybe black men see her as another you. Maybe black men want to have somebody in office who going to shoot it straight and tell them what it is and say, you know what? If y'all really don't like us, but here's what you need to go do your own thing, maybe that's what we want to see in a president. And sadly, in some ways, the orange man, he provides that because we know what that looks like. But misogyny has no reason or should not be in any man as to why we can't elect a black woman or a woman as president. If it is, it's irresponsible, it's selfish, it's sexist, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's retarded. You're not a man, you're a clown. But for another black man to get up there and say the reason why black men don't want to is because of misogyny is ignorance. It's stupid. It shows a lack of character. It shows a lack of understanding. And it shows that you're not in touch with the base of people that you're trying to sit here and ridicule and talk down on. Black man. You should be talking about how can we, as the leaders of this country, help you black man regain control of your homes, regain control of your streets, regain control of your kids, regain control of the women in your area so that your communities can flourish. How can the government help you do that? How can we sit here and create benefits and give you the things that you need and make sure y'all get them and not give them to some other group of people and then say y'all got it? How can we sit here and put money in your pocket so y'all can start businesses and buy up these blocks and fix up these houses, as opposed to sitting here saying, nah, we denied on loans, or we denied on credit, or we denied on this? But these immigrants come over here and they able to start businesses, they're able to buy homes, they're able to get cars within a few months of being here. That's why black men don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. That's why black men are sick and tired of this government. That's why black men are sick and tired of the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party has done nothing but lie to us. I was sitting there looking at all these policies and things like that. Obama got a list of accomplishments and things that he did for minorities. While in office. Minorities. A gay white man can be considered a minority. A gay woman can be considered a minority. See, they play word games on us and then sit here and say, oh, look and see what we did for black people. Look and see what we did for African Americans. Oh, all right, y'all did that for African Americans? Okay, 45%. I'm just throwing numbers out here, so don't go sitting here saying Corey said this. 45% job increase amongst African Americans. Oh, that's great. Well, how come when I go down Park Heights, or if I go down a street in Detroit, or a street in Chicago, or a street in Atlanta, or a street in Miami, or a street in LA, it's nothing but black people walking around the street strung out, depressed. All the neighborhoods is ran down, this, that, and the third. Go 2 blocks over where it used to be a black neighborhood, the Mexicans and turned it into an oasis. Where we do that at? How are we going to get supported that way? How are we going to build and construct anything for our families and friends? That's where everybody got to stop and look at this and say, wait a minute, this shit kind of fucked up. This is crazy. Suggesting that black men don't want to vote for Kamala Harris because we are misogynistic is irresponsible, is disrespectful. I expect better. You're not going to guilt me, or you shouldn't be guilting any other man who stands 10 toes down into voting for a woman or a government that has not done much of anything but kill black men and women in the streets. And then claim progress because y'all build houses, affordable houses, that now we sit here, they get ran down because they're not being able to be upkept. Because we not being provided the things in the neighborhood to keep them up. Because we not being educated on how to keep our neighborhoods up. how to keep a family, how to love each other. We've been taught everything but the things that we need to sustain ourselves while we occupied in this country. When you gonna realize that we being occupied? It may not look like it, but we are occupied. We are being monitored 24/7 a day and controlled and monopolized on, used, abused. Stop letting the game play you and play the game. If we gonna be in this system, there's ways to beat the system within the system. We gotta be willing to listen, learn, love, lead, and educate, mobilize. Y'all be easy.